Lisa Morgan stood inside the transparent chamber and watched the three judges discuss her fate in their clicking, buzzing language that the translator in her ear converted to words she could understand, but wished she could not hear. The lead judge, a Valaxi with silver skin and 4 arms, raised 2 of his hands to silence the murmuring crowd that filled the massive courtroom on Helios Prime Station. The defendant has been found guilty of smuggling Class 5 bioweapons through neutral space, Judge Kelver announced, his voice carrying authority that made Lisa's stomach twist with anger and fear. She wanted to scream that she was innocent, that someone had planted those weapons in her cargo hold while her ship was docked, that this was all a setup to destroy her shipping business and eliminate human competition in the trade lanes. But she had already said all of that during the trial. No, one believed her the evidence was too perfect, too complete, manufactured by people with far more power and resources than a simple cargo pilot from Earth could ever fight against. The court recognizes that the defendant's species is new to galactic society, Judge Kelver continued, and Lisa heard the dismissive tone that she had encountered so many times since leaving Earth to make her living among the stars. Humans were considered primitive by most alien species, barely worthy of notice except as novelties or cheap labor. Earth was listed in the galactic databases as an unremarkable world with moderate gravity and simple life forms that had somehow stumbled into space travel. No one knew the truth. No one knew that Earth's government had classified their homeworld's true nature to avoid making humanity a target. Therefore, the judge said, the court has decided on an alternative to standard imprisonment. Lisa's heart pounded as she waited for the sentence. You will be transferred to the Crimson Arena on the prison world Crag 7, Judge Kelver announced. You will fight as a gladiator for 30 days, and if you survive 30 matches, you will be granted your freedom. The courtroom erupted in conversation. Lisa felt her knees weaken, but forced herself to stand straight and show no fear, even though terror threatened to overwhelm her. The Crimson Arena was famous across multiple systems as a place where criminals fought to the death for the entertainment of bloodthirsty crowds. Most fighters died in their first or second match. The judges expected her to die there, considered it a more entertaining form of execution than a simple prison cell. Does the defendant have anything to say? Judge Kelver asked with what might have been amusement in his alien features. Lisa looked directly at him and spoke clearly. I will survive, she said, and when I am free, I will prove my innocence and expose everyone who put me here. The judges laughed along with most of the courtroom spectators. These aliens had no idea what she was capable of. No understanding of what it meant to grow up on a death world where the gravity crushed your bones if you were not strong enough, where the weather could kill you in minutes, where even the plants and animals were deadly. Earth had forged humanity in fire and pressure and endless danger. These soft aliens from their comfortable worlds thought she was weak. They would learn otherwise. Krulthian guards, massive reptilian beings with scales like armor and muscles that would intimidate any normal human, entered the chamber and placed restraints on Lisa's wrists. She did not resist. There was no point in fighting now. She would save her strength for the arena. The transport ship that carried her to Crag 7 was a military vessel designed to haul criminals and cargo with equal care, which meant no care at all. Lisa sat in a bare cell with cold metal walls and a single bench. Her wrists still bound. The trip took 6 hours. She spent that time controlling her breathing and calming her mind, the way her father had taught her when she was young, preparing for the basketball games where she dominated players twice her size with speed and endurance they could not match. Through the small window in her cell door, she could see other prisoners being loaded onto the ship. Most were large, aggressive-looking beings from warrior species. They glared at each other and at the guards with open hostility when they saw Lisa. Some of them laughed. One prisoner, a Thaxian with rocky skin and eyes like burning coals, made a throat-cutting gesture at her. Lisa stared back at him without expression until he looked away. Confused by her lack of fear, the ship shuddered as it entered. Crag 7's atmosphere. Lisa pressed her face to the window and saw the prison world below. A harsh landscape of red rock and dark sky. The arena complex dominated the main settlement, a massive structure that could hold tens of thousands of spectators from space. It looked like a giant mouth waiting to swallow her. The landing was rough. Guards shouted orders in multiple languages as prisoners were herded off the ship in chains. Lisa shuffled forward with the others, keeping her head up and her eyes alert. She needed to understand this place quickly if she wanted to survive. Commander Voss waited at the processing center, a Krelthian even larger than the guards. With scars covering his scaled face and arms, he looked at the new arrivals with the bored expression of someone who had seen thousands of prisoners come through and knew most of them would be dead within weeks. "Welcome to your new home," he said in a voice that carried no warmth. "You will fight when we tell you to fight, and you will die when your opponent kills you. Or maybe you will survive long enough to earn freedom." He walked slowly down the line of prisoners, studying each one. When he reached Lisa, he stopped and tilted his head. "A human?" he asked, and then he laughed, a sound like rocks grinding together. "I have never seen a human in the arena before, and I do not expect you will last long enough to make history." "How long do I need to last?" Lisa asked. Commander Voss seemed surprised that she spoke. 30 matches, he said. "The record for your species would be 2 matches. But you have to survive 30 to go free." "Then I will survive 30, Lisa said. The commander laughed again and moved on to inspect the other prisoners. Guards led Lisa deeper into the complex, down corridors carved from the red rock, past cells where other fighters watched the new arrivals with predatory interest. She was thrown into a communal cell with 15 other prisoners. The door slammed shut behind her with a metallic clang that echoed in the stone chamber. The cell was large but bare, with only thin sleeping mats scattered across the floor and a single water dispenser in the corner. The other prisoners turned to look at her. Most of them were clearly veterans of the arena, their bodies covered in scars and their eyes hard with violence. The largest one, the Thaxian who had made the throat-cutting gesture on the ship, stood up and walked toward her. "You are in my spot." "Human," Krug said in heavily accented common speak. Lisa looked at the empty mat behind her, then back at Krug. "There are empty mats all around," she said calmly. "I do not care about spots, and I do not want trouble." Krug stepped closer, using his size to intimidate her. "You will learn the rules here quickly, or you will die even before you reach the arena floor," he growled. Lisa studied him carefully, noting the way he favored his left leg slightly, the old injury to his right shoulder that had not healed properly, the overconfidence in his posture. She had grown up fighting bigger opponents her entire life. Size meant nothing if you knew where to strike, but she did not want to fight. Here in the cell, she needed to conserve her energy and learn more about this place. "I will move," she said. Stepping aside, Krug smiled, satisfied with his dominance, and settled onto the mat. The other prisoners watched Lisa with mixed expressions of pity and contempt. She found an empty mat in the back corner and sat down, her back against the cold stone wall. From here, she could see the entire cell and both doors. An older prisoner, smaller than the others, with greenish skin and kind eyes, moved closer to her. "I am Zex," he said quietly. "I broker information here, and I will give you advice for free because you will not live long enough to pay me." "What advice?" Lisa asked. "Do not fight until they put you in the arena," Zex said. "Save your strength, learn the rules, and pray to whatever gods your species believes in." Lisa nodded her thanks. That night, as the other prisoners slept or whispered in the darkness, She lay awake and thought about Earth. She thought about the gravity that had made her bones dense and her muscles strong. She thought about the marathon she had run through death. Valley in summer heat that would kill most aliens within minutes. She thought about the martial arts training her father had insisted on, the survival skills her mother had taught her, the military discipline she had learned during her brief service before becoming a pilot. These aliens thought humans were weak. They were about to learn the truth about Deathworlder's store. She would show them what Earth had made her. The alarm woke Lisa before dawn, a harsh sound that echoed through the stone corridors and made several prisoners groan in their sleeps. She had barely slept, spending most of the night observing her cellmates and planning for what was coming. Guards entered the communal cell and called out names from a digital pad. Lisa Morgan. Human. One guard barked. First match. Noon arena slot. The other prisoners turned to stare at her. Several of them laughed. Krug made that throat-cutting gesture again and grinned. Lisa stood and walked to the cell door without showing any emotion. The guard led her through a maze of corridors to a preparation area where other fighters waited for their matches. She was given a simple gray uniform made of tough fabric and told to remove all personal belongings, her clothes, her boots. Everything went into a locker that would be returned if she survived. The preparation room had a viewing screen showing the current match in the arena. Lisa watched as a massive insectoid creature tore apart a smaller opponent in less than a minute. The crowd roared its approval. Enjoy the show, the guard said with dark amusement. That is nothing compared to what waits for you. 2 hours later, Lisa stood in a dark tunnel that led to the arena floor. She could hear the crowd above her. 20,000 voices chanting and screaming for blood. Her heart pounded, but her hands were steady. The announcer's voice boomed across the arena in multiple languages. Our next match features a newcomer to the Futures, a newcomer to the Finta arena in multiple languages. Our next match features a newcomer to the Dindin Crimson Arena, he shouted. Human from the primitive world called Earth, sentenced for smuggling weapons of mass destruction. The crowd booed and jeered. She faces Rexer the Render, a Rendoxy warrior with 15 kills to his name. The tunnel gate opened and blinding sunlight hid Lisa's eyes. She walked forward into the arena. A circular floor of packed red dirt surrounded by tall walls and tier after tier of seats, filled with alien spectators on the opposite side. Another gate opener Drexer emerged, and Lisa understood why they called him the Render. He was huge, at least 8 feet tall, covered in thick armored plates that looked like stone, with claws on all forearms that gleamed like metal in the harsh sun. The Rendoxy species was known for their natural armor and savage fighting. Stylorexer roared at the crowd, and they roared back. He turned to look at Lisa and laughed. A sound like grinding rocks. This will be quick. Soft thing, he said in broken common speak. I will make it painful so the crowd enjoys. Lisa said nothing. She was studying his movements, watching how he distributed his weight, noting the gaps between his armor plates where softer tissue showed. The announcer counted down from 10. Lisa took 3 deep breaths and settled into a fighting stance her father had taught her 20 years ago. The bell rang. Rexar charged across the arena with surprising speed for his size. All 4 arms spread wide to grab and crush her. Lisa waited until he was almost upon her. Then moved. She ducked under his reaching arms and rolled to the side. Moving faster than Rexer expected or could track, his momentum carried him past her, and he stumbled. Confused, the crowd gasped. Lisa was already on her feet. Circling around behind him, Rexer spun, snarling, and swung one massive arm at her head. She dropped low, feeling the clawed hand pass inches above her skull. and drove her fist into the gap between his chest armor and hip. Armor the impact would have broken a normal human's hand. Lisa's bones, forged in Earth's crushing gravity, held firm. Rexer grunted in pain and backed away. He looked at her with new respect and confusion. How could something so small hit so hard? They circled each other while the crowd screamed encouragement and bets changed hands rapidly in the stands. Rexer charged again, this time more carefully, using two arms to grab while keeping two arms ready to slash. Lisa feinted left, then dove right, rolling under his guard as she came up. She drove both fists into the back of his knee joint, where armor did not protect. Rexer's leg buckled. He went down on one knee. Roaring in anger, Lisa did not give him time to recover. She jumped onto his back, wrapped one arm around his thick neck, where a gap in armor showed vulnerable flesh, and locked her legs around his torso. Rexer tried to reach back with all four arms to pull her off, but she was positioned where his arms could not get a grip. He stood up, trying to throw her, but Lisa held on with the grip strength of someone who had climbed cliffs on Earth, where a fall meant certain death. The crowd was on its feet now, the noise deafening. This was not how these matches usually went. Rexer stumbled across the arena, crashing into the wall, trying to dislodge her. Lisa tightened her grip and squeezed. Rexer's movements became slower, weaker. He gasped for air that would not come. Finally, his legs gave out and he collapsed face first into the dirt. Lisa released her grip and rolled away, ready if this was a trick. Rexer did not move. The crowd fell silent. The announcer seemed unsure what to say. Then Commander Voss's voice came over the speakers. Winner, the human, Lisa Morgan. The crowd erupted, some cheering, some booing, all of them shocked. Lisa stood in the center of the arena, breathing hard but standing tall. While medics rushed out to check if Rexer was still alive, he was. Lisa had choked him unconscious, but had not killed him. She walked back through the tunnel to the preparation area where guards and arena staff stared at her with wide eyes. How did you do that? One guard demanded. Lisa did not answer. She returned to her cell where the other prisoners had watched the match on their viewing screen. No one laughed now. Krug looked at her with new calculation in his eye. Shex nodded slowly, as if confirming something he had suspected. You are not what you appear to be, the information broker said quietly before Lisa could respond. Another voice came from the back of the cell. No, she is not. Lisa turned and saw a woman she had not noticed before, slim and dark-haired. Sitting in the shadows, the woman stood and walked forward, and Lisa's heart jumped. Another human. My name is Dana Cole, the woman said in English. The first time Lisa had heard her native language in weeks. I have been here for 8 days, and I have survived 6 matches. How? Lisa asked in the same language, relief flooding through her. The same way you just did, Dana said with a tired smile. They do not know what Earth made us, and they keep matching us against opponents who look scary but are actually weaker than they think. The other prisoners watched the two humans speak in their strange language. We need to talk privately, Dana said, switching back to common speak for the others' benefit. There is much you need to know about this place. That night, while the other prisoners slept, Dana and Lisa sat together in the corner and talked in whispers. Dana had been a cargo hauler too, framed for the same crime by what she suspected was the same criminal organization. Someone is trying to push humans out of the shipping business. Dana explained, they are using the courts and the arena to make us disappear. Then we survive. Lisa said, we survive all 30 matches, and we get out of here, and we make them pay. Dana looked at her with hope and determination. Together? Together, Lisa agreed. Over the next 10 days, Lisa fought 4 more matches. She defeated a Krelthian wrestler, a Thaxian bruiser, an insectoid with bladed limbs, and a pack fighter who relied on speed. Each victory was faster than the last. The crowd began to chant her name. Or at least their version of it. Betting houses made her fights premium events aliens. Across the sector began tuning in to watch the human who fought like a demon. Commander Voss watched the recordings over and over, trying to understand how someone from such an unremarkable world could be so dangerous on the 11th day. Zex approached Lisa with news. The arena masters are impressed with you, he said. They want to give the crowd a real show. What does that mean? Lisa asked. It means they are going to match you against Raxus, Zex said grimly. He's the arena champion, undefeated in 47 matches. Dana overheard and came over quickly. When? They are planning it for 1 week from now, Zex said. They want time to build up the publicity and maximize betting. Lisa nodded slowly. Tell me everything you know about Raxus. Zex smiled. That will cost you, but I think you can afford it. I will pay after I win, Lisa said. If I lose, you can have everything in my locker. Deal, Zex agreed as he walked away to gather information. Dana put her hand on Lisa's shoulder. Are you sure about this? She asked. I do not have a choice, Lisa replied. But yes, I am sure, because there is something these aliens still do not understand. What is that? Lisa smiled, a fierce expression that would have scared most of the other prisoners. They think I have been fighting hard, she said. They have no idea I have been holding back. Lisa's 12th match ended in 40 seconds. Her opponent, a venomous Quillen who relied on poison spines and quick strikes, never landed a single hit. Lisa moved like water, flowing around every attack, and delivered a single precise strike to the nerve cluster at the base of the Quillen's skull. The creature dropped unconscious before it understood what had happened. Crowd had stopped being surprised. Now they simply roared their approval every time Lisa entered the arena. She had become a star, a phenomenon that betting houses used to draw massive crowds. Her face appeared on promotional materials across Crag 7 and beyond. In the cell, Lisa and Dana trained together whenever they could. Dana taught Lisa everything she had learned about arena tactics and psychology. Lisa shared techniques from her martial arts background and military training. They pushed each other, challenged each other, kept each other sharp. You move differently than I do, Dana observed one evening after they had finished a training session. Your father taught you combat? He was special forces before I was born, Lisa explained. He wanted his daughter to be able to defend herself in any situation. My training was more formal, Dana said. Military academy, then private security work before I started hauling cargo. We make a good team, Lisa said. Dana smiled. We do. And that is what will get us both out of here. On the 13th day, Dana had her 7th match. She faced a Valaxi warrior who was fast and skilled with energy blades. The fight lasted 3 minutes. Dana won, but took a deep cut across her ribs that required medical treatment. Lisa sat with her in the cell afterward, using torn fabric to reinforce the bandages. I am fine, Dana insisted. Though pain showed in her eyes, it is just a scratch. You need to be more careful, Lisa said. We both need to make it out of here. I know, Dana said quietly, but sometimes you cannot avoid taking hits, and you just have to keep fighting through the pain. That night, Dana developed a fever. The wound was infected. Despite the minimal medical care the arena provided, Lisa stayed awake beside her, changing the bandages and using water to cool her friend's burning skin. By morning, Dana was worse. Lisa demanded that guards take Dana to a proper medical facility. Commander Voss himself came to the cell to inspect the situation. She will receive treatment, he said, but if she cannot fight her next scheduled match in 3 days, she will be executed for refusing to perform. That is not fair, Lisa said, her voice tight with controlled anger. This is the arena, Voss replied. Nothing here is fair, and you should know that by now. After he left, Lisa sat beside Dana and held her hand. You are going to be fine, she whispered. will not let you die in this place. Dana was moved to the medical wing. Lisa was allowed short visits between her matches over the next 2 days. Dana slowly improved thanks to antibiotics and proper care. On the 3rd day, she was brought back to the cell. Still weak but alive. I can fight, she insisted when Lisa expressed concern. I have to, or they will kill me. Then I will help you prepare, Lisa said. Dana's next opponent was supposed to be a moderate-level fighter. Dangerous but not overwhelming. But when Dana entered the arena, Lisa watched from the cell's viewing screen with growing horror. The opponent had been changed. Instead of the scheduled fighter, Dana faced a Krelthian berserker, a massive warrior known for savage brutality. It was a setup someone wanted. Dana dead. The match began, and Dana struggled from the start. She was still weak from her infection. Her movements slower than usual. The Krelthian pressed his advantage, driving her back across the arena floor. Lisa pressed her hands against the viewing screen, helpless to do anything but watch. The crowd sensed blood and screamed for the kill. Dana fought with everything she had. She used her intelligence and training to avoid the Krelthian's most powerful attacks, striking at weak points when she could, staying mobile despite her exhaustion. 10 minutes into the fight, she found her opening. The Krelthian overextended on a massive swing. Dana ducked under the attack and drove her entire body weight into a strike against his knee. The joint shattered with a sound that carried across the arena. The Krelthian collapsed, roaring in pain and rage. Dana did not hesitate. She locked him in a submission hold and squeezed until he lost consciousness. When she was declared the winner, she could barely walk off the arena floor. Lisa was waiting when Dana returned to the cell. She helped her friend to a sleeping mat and tended to her reopened wound. They tried to kill you, Lisa said. I know, Dana replied, her voice weak but angry. Someone does not want humans surviving this place. Zex approached them carefully. I have been asking questions. The information broker said. There are rumors that powerful people paid to ensure both of you die in the arena. Who? Lisa demanded. Zex shook his head. I cannot get names, but the betting houses have been manipulating matches, changing opponents at the last minute, trying to create situations where you will fail. What about my match with Raxus? Lisa asked. That one is real, Zex said. Raxus demands fair fights, and he has enough power that even the arena masters listen to him. Then I will beat him, Lisa said. And after that, we will expose everyone who tried to murder us. The week before the championship match passed in a blur of training and preparation. Zex provided detailed information about Raxus, his fighting style, his previous victories, his weaknesses. Lisa studied everything, memorized patterns, planned strategies. Dana recovered slowly but steadily. She worked with Lisa during training sessions, helping her prepare for the biggest fight of her life. Raxus is not like the others, Dana warned. He is smart, experienced, and he has studied your fights just like you have studied his. I know, Lisa said, but he has one disadvantage. What is that? He thinks he understands me, Lisa explained. He has watched my matches, and he believes he knows my limits, but he only knows what I have shown in the arena. You really have been holding back? Dana asked. Every single match, Lisa confirmed. I have been fighting at maybe 60% of my full capability. Dana stared at her. Why? Because I did not want to reveal everything, Lisa said. I wanted opponents to underestimate me, and I wanted to keep something in reserve for when I really needed it. And you think you will need it against Raxus? I know I will, Lisa said, but I also know that Earth made me strong enough to win. 3 days before the match, Commander Voss summoned Lisa to his office. She was escorted through the arena complex to a room overlooking the main floor where maintenance crews prepared for the big event. Voss sat behind a massive desk, his scaled hands folded in front of him. Sit, he commanded. Lisa remained standing. I prefer to stand, Voss smiled. an expression that looked threatening on his reptilian features. "You have become quite popular," he said. "The crowds love you. And the betting on your match with Raxus has already broken records. I am glad the arena is profiting from my suffering." Lisa replied with barely concealed contempt. "I have a proposal," Voss continued, ignoring her tone. "You will lose to Raxus, but you will make it look good. And you will die with honor in front of the crowd." Lisa said nothing. "In exchange," Voss said, "I will grant Dana Cole her freedom immediately, and I will ensure she receives enough money to start a new life." "You want me to throw the fight?" Lisa asked. "I want you to accept reality," Voss said. "Raxus has never lost, and he will not lose to you, so why not make your death mean something by saving your friend?" Lisa looked at Voss for a long moment. "No," she said, simply no. Voss seemed genuinely surprised. "I will fight Raxus with everything I have," Lisa said. "And when I win, both Dana and I will complete our sentences and walk out of here free." "You cannot win," Voss insisted. "Then you have nothing to worry about," Lisa replied. "But if I do win, remember this conversation, because I will make sure everyone knows you tried to fix the match." She turned and walked toward the door. "You are making a mistake," Voss called after her. Lisa did not look back when she returned to the cell. Dana was waiting. What did he want? Lisa told her everything. Dana's eyes filled with tears. "You should take the deal," she said. "I am not worth dying for." Lisa gripped her friend's shoulders. "Yes, you are," she said firmly. "And I am not going to die, because I am going to show these aliens what a real Deathworlder can do." The night before the championship match, Lisa lay on her sleeping mat and thought about home. She thought about Earth's blue sky and heavy gravity. She thought about running through forests where the air burned her lungs and made her stronger. She thought about her father's voice teaching her to never give up. She thought about her mother's strength and her brother's loyalty. She thought about what it meant to be human tomorrow. The galaxy would learn tomorrow. She would show them all. The arena was filled beyond capacity. Every seat held a spectator, and thousands more crowded into viewing areas throughout Crag 7 and across multiple star systems. Betting houses reported record numbers as fortunes changed hands, based on predictions about how long Lisa would survive. Most bets gave her less than 5 minutes. Lisa stood in the preparation tunnel and controlled her breathing. She could hear the crowd above, a sound like thunder that never stopped. Dana stood beside her, having been granted special permission to see her friend before the match. "Remember everything we practiced," Dana said. "Remember to stay mobile, to use his size against him, to—" "Dana," Lisa interrupted gently. "I know what to do." Dana nodded, her eyes bright with worry. "I know you do, but I needed to say it anyway." They embraced briefly. "If something happens to me," Lisa began. "Nothing will happen," Dana said fiercely. "You are going to win, and we are both going to walk out of here." A guard approached. "It is time." Lisa took one last deep breath and walked toward the tunnel exit. Announcer's voice boomed across the arena. "Citizens of the galaxy, welcome to the championship match you have all been waiting for." The crowd roared. In 47 matches spanning 3 years, he has never been defeated. The opposite tunnel opened and Raxus emerged. He was massive, a Krelthian warrior standing nearly 9 feet tall with muscles like steel cables under his scaled skin. Scars covered his body, each one a testament to battles won. His eyes glowed with intelligence and controlled violence. The crowd chanted his name like a prayer and challenging him, a newcomer who has shocked the galaxy with 15 consecutive victories. Lisa's tunnel opened and she stepped into the blinding sunlight. The human from Earth, Lisa Morgan. The crowd's reaction was mixed. Cheers from those who had bet on her, boos from those who loved Raxus, and screams from everyone who just wanted to see blood. Lisa walked to the center of the arena floor. Axis approached from the opposite side. They stopped 10 feet apart and studied each other up close. Raxus was even more intimidating, but Lisa saw past his size to the careful way he moved. The calculating intelligence in his eyes. This was no simple brute. This was a master fighter who has survived through skill as much as strength. I have watched all of your matches, Raxus said in perfect common speak. You are skilled, but you are still just a human from a weak world. You have studied me, Lisa acknowledged, but you have only seen what I wanted you to see. Raxus smiled, showing sharp teeth. Confidence is good, but it will not save you. The announcer counted down from 10. Lisa settled into her stance. Every muscle relaxed and ready. The bell rang. Raxus did not charge blindly like Lisa's previous opponents. He circled carefully. His movements precise and controlled. Lisa mirrored him. Staying out of reach, they tested each other with quick feints and probing attacks. The crowd grew restless. Wanting action, Raxus struck first. A lightning-fast combination of punches that would have shattered stone. Lisa blocked the first two and dodged the third. But the fourth caught her shoulder and sent her stumbling. Back pain exploded through her arm. Raxus pressed his advantage. Striding forward with a flurry of attacks, Lisa defended desperately, using every technique her father had taught her. But Raxus was faster than she had expected, stronger, more skilled. A punch got through her guard and hit her ribs. Lisa felt something crack. She rolled away and created distance. Breathing hard, blood trickled from her mouth. The crowd sensed victory and screamed for Raxus to finish her, but Lisa was smiling. You are good, she said. Better than I expected. And you are finished. Raxus replied. Not yet, Lisa said, because now I am going to stop holding back. She attacked. The speed of her movement shocked everyone, including Raxus. Crossed the distance between them in an instant and drove her fist into his midsection with all the strength that Earth's crushing gravity had forged into her bones. Raxus staggered back, his eyes wide with surprise. Lisa did not give him time to recover. She moved like a storm, striking from multiple angles, using techniques she had never shown in any previous match. Every punch carried the full weight of a Deathworlder's strength. Every kick had the power to break bones. Raxus defended, but he was now on the defensive, forced to react instead of control. Crowd fell silent in shock. This was not supposed to happen. Lisa targeted the joints and weak points that Zex had identified. She struck with precision that came from years of training and a lifetime of surviving. On the most dangerous planet in known space, Raxus roared and tried to grab her, but she was too fast. She ducked under his arms and swept his legs. The champion fell to one knee. Lisa jumped and delivered a spinning kick to his head that would have killed a human. Instantly, Raxus went down. The arena erupted in chaos, but Raxus was not finished. He rolled to his feet, bleeding from his mouth, his eyes now filled with something Lisa recognized. Respect. You have been hiding your true strength, he said. Lisa confirmed, and so have you. Raxus smiled grimly. Then let us both stop pretending. What followed was a battle that would be talked about for years. Two masters at full strength, neither holding back. They exchanged blows that echoed across the arena. They moved with speed that made the crowd gasp. They demonstrated techniques that experts would study and debate. Lisa's ribs screamed with pain, but she pushed through, and her shoulder was probably dislocated, but she used the arm anyway. Her father's voice echoed in her mind. Pain is just information. It tells you that you are still alive. Raxus bled from a dozen cuts. His left eye was swelling shut. One arm hung lower than the others, damaged but still functional. Both fighters were exhausted, but neither would quit. 15 minutes into the match, something happened high above the arena floor in the VIP section. A commotion began. Lisa heard it, but could not look away from Raxusa. New voice came over the arena speakers. This match must stop immediately. The announcement seemed to come from someone with authority. The fighting paused. Both Lisa and Raxus turned to look at the VIP section. A human man in diplomatic robes stood at the railing. Ambassador Chen Wei had arrived. I have evidence that this fighter was wrongfully convicted. He shouted. Lisa Morgan is innocent of all charges, and I demand her immediate release. The crowd murmured in confusion. Commander Voss appeared on the arena floor. This match is sanctioned by law, he said. Your diplomatic protest can be filed through proper channels. Then I will file this through proper channels. Ambassador Chen Wei replied. He held up a datapad. I am broadcasting to every system in the sector of the truth about Earth. He activated the pad and a hologram appeared in the air above the arena. It showed Earth's planetary classification. Earth is not an unremarkable world. Ambassador Chen Wei announced it is classified as a Class 12 Deathworld, one of the most dangerous habitable planets in the known galaxy. The crowd fell completely silent. Humans evolved under gravity that would crush most species. The ambassador continued. We survived weather that would kill, predators that would terrify, and diseases that would devastate. The hologram showed images of Earth, hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, lions hunting, poisonous snakes, microscopic viruses. You have been watching a Deathworlder fight, Ambassador Chen Wei said, and you have no idea how much she has been holding back to avoid killing her opponents. The revelation swept through the arena like fire. Spectators looked at Lisa with new understanding, and Faraxis turned to face her. Is this true? He asked. Yes, Lisa said. Earth made us strong because it had to, or we would have died. Raxus was quiet for a moment. Then he did something that shocked everyone. He bowed his head. I yield, he said clearly. The crowd exploded in chaos. In 3 years and 47 matches, Raxus had never yielded. You could still win, Lisa said. Confused, no, Raxus replied. I could continue fighting, but I have already lost, because you are still holding back even now, and I am at my limit. He raised his voice so the entire arena could hear. I yield to the Deathworlder. The announcer seemed paralyzed. Unsure what to do, Commander Voss stood frozen on the arena floor. Finally, the announcement came. Winner, Lisa Morgan. Lisa's legs gave out and she collapsed to her knees. Dana ran onto the arena floor and caught her friend before she fell completely. You did it, Dana whispered. You actually did it. Lisa smiled through the pain. We did it, she corrected. We survived, above them. Ambassador Chen Wei continued broadcasting the truth about humanity to a galaxy that was just beginning to understand what they had underestimated. Lisa spent 3 days in the medical facility recovering from her injuries. 2 broken ribs, a dislocated shoulder, a concussion, and dozens of cuts and bruises covered her body. But she was alive. Dana visited her every day, bringing news from the outside world. The whole galaxy is talking about you, Dana said during one visit. News stations are broadcasting your fight. Politicians are debating Earth's Deathworld status. And betting houses are in chaos because no one expected Raxus to yield. I did not expect it either, Lisa admitted. What did Ambassador Chen Wei say? He's working with Earth's government to negotiate your release, Dana explained. The evidence he brought proves you were framed, and the Galactic Court is under pressure to overturn your conviction. Lisa shook her head. I will finish my sentence, she said. Why? Dana asked. You could go free right now, because I started this fight, and I will finish it properly, Lisa replied. I have 15 matches completed, and I need 15 more. Dana smiled. You are stubborn. It is a human trait, Lisa said. When Lisa returned to the arena cells, something had changed. The other prisoners looked at her differently. Now there was fear in their eyes, but also respect. Grug, the Thaxian who had threatened her on her first day, Approached carefully. I did not know what you were, he said quietly. I thought you were weak. But I was wrong. We all make mistakes, Lisa replied. Will you forgive mine? Krug asked. Lisa considered him for a moment. If you stop threatening other prisoners and start helping them survive instead of making their lives harder. Krug nodded slowly. I can do that. From that day forward, Krug became Lisa's unlikely ally, protecting smaller prisoners and sharing food with those who needed it. 6. Approached Lisa with a proposition. I have been contacted by multiple news organizations, he said. They want to interview you. Pay you for your story? Not interested. Lisa said, you could make enough money to live comfortably for years. Zex pressed. I already have a ship and a career waiting for me when I get out. Lisa replied, tell them they can interview me after I complete all 30 matches, and not before. Over the next 2 weeks. Lisa fought 4 more matches, but now her opponents knew the truth. Most of them forfeited as soon as they entered the arena. Those who fought did so carefully, defensively, hoping to survive rather than expecting to win. Lisa won every match but showed restraint, knocking opponents unconscious rather than seriously injuring them. The crowd's attitude shifted. They no longer screamed for blood. Instead, they chanted her name with something approaching reverence. She had become more than entertainment. She had become a symbol. Dana completed her 30th match on the same day that Lisa reached her 25th victory. They celebrated together in the cell, holding each other and crying with relief. You are free, Lisa said. I can leave tomorrow, Dana confirmed. But I will stay until you finish your sentence. You do not have to do that, Lisa protested. I know, Dana said, but you stayed with me when I was sick. And you saved my life in ways that go beyond just physical protection. So I will wait for you. 3 days after Dana's release should have happened, Ambassador Chen Wei visited the arena. He met with Lisa in a private conference room, accompanied by Commander Voss and several legal officials. The Galactic Court has officially overturned your conviction, Ambassador Chen Wei announced. All charges have been dropped, and you are free to leave immediately. Lisa looked at Voss. How many matches have I completed? 27, Voss replied reluctantly. Then I have 3 more to finish, Lisa said. Ambassador Chen Wei seemed confused. Lisa, you do not have to stay here. The conviction was false. You are legally free. I know, Lisa said, but I made a commitment to fight 30 matches. And I will honor that commitment. Why? Voss asked, genuinely curious now. Because that is what humans do, Lisa explained. We finish what we start. Even when it is hard, even when we do not have to. Because our word means something. Ambassador Chen Wei smiled. Very well. Then I will arrange for your final 3 matches to be documented properly. There is something else, Lisa said. She turned to Voss. I want information about who paid to have my fights fixed, who tried to kill Dana, who arranged for our arrests. Voss looked uncomfortable. That information is confidential. Then make it not confidential, Lisa said coldly, or I will use my new fame to investigate on my own. I promise you that when I find the truth, everyone will know who was complicit. Voss was silent for a long moment. I will provide what information I have. He finally agreed. In exchange for what? In exchange for me not pressing charges against you personally for attempting to fix my championship match. Lisa said. Voss nodded slowly. Acceptable. Lisa's final 3 matches became celebrated events. Each fight was broadcast. Across the galaxy, dignitaries and celebrities traveled to Crag 7. To watch in person, the arena charged premium prices for tickets, but the matches themselves were anticlimactic. Lisa's first opponent, a Galaxy warrior, bowed to her and immediately yielded. I have no desire to fight a Deathworlder, he said simply. The second opponent tried to fight but lasted less than a minute. before being knocked unconscious by a single punch. The third match, Lisa's 30th and final fight, was different. Her opponent was Raxus, former champion, had requested the honor of facing her one more time. They entered the arena together and stood in the center of the floor. I'm not here to fight, Raxus announced to the crowd. I am here to honor a warrior who showed me that strength without mercy is true power. He turned to Lisa and held out his hand. She took it, and they shook in the human custom that was becoming known across the galaxy. The crowd erupted in applause. The announcer declared Lisa the winner of her 30th match. Commander Voss himself came onto the arena floor to remove her restraints. You are free, he said. Congratulations. Lisa rubbed her wrists where the restraints had been. Thank you, she said, and thank you for the information. Voss had provided files that detailed a conspiracy involving a powerful trading consortium that had targeted human shipping businesses. The same group had bribed officials, paid for false evidence, and arranged for both Lisa and Dana to be sent to the arena. Ambassador Chen Wei was already working with Earth's government and the Galactic Court to bring charges against everyone involved. Dana was waiting outside the arena when Lisa emerged. They embraced for a long time. It is over, Dana said. It is over. Lisa agreed. They were offered quarters on Helios Prime Station while the legal proceedings continued over the next month. They watched as the conspiracy unraveled. 17 officials were arrested. The trading consortium lost its operating licenses. The Valaxi judges who had sentenced Lisa faced their own trials. Justice moved slowly, but it moved. One evening, Lisa and Dana sat together in a restaurant overlooking the station's main concourse. Earth's government offered me a position, Dana said, working with the diplomatic corps, helping improve human-alien relations. Will you take it? Lisa asked. I think so, Dana replied. What about you? They offered you the same position. Lisa shook her head. I'm a pilot, not a politician. What will you do? The government is giving me a new ship as compensation, Lisa explained. I am going back to hauling cargo. But this time, everyone will know who I am. Dana smiled. You will be the most famous cargo pilot in the galaxy. I just want to fly, Lisa said, and maybe help other humans who get into trouble. 2 weeks later, Lisa stood in the docking bay looking at her new ship. It was beautiful, larger and more advanced than her old vessel. The registration read, Deathworlder's Pride. She smiled at the name. Dana came to see her off. Stay safe out there, Dana said. You too, Lisa replied, and thank you for everything. Thank you for showing me that humans are stronger than I ever imagined. Dana said. They hugged one final time. Lisa boarded her ship and settled into the captain's chair. The controls felt familiar and comfortable. She plotted a course through the shipping lanes, the same routes where her nightmare had begun, as the ship launched and accelerated toward the jump point. Lisa thought about everything that had happened. She had been sentenced to die in the arena instead. She had survived, exposed corruption, and changed how the galaxy viewed humanity. News broadcasts were still talking about her. The Crimson Arena was under review for closure. Other gladiatorial venues across multiple worlds faced similar scrutiny. One human woman's fight for survival had begun reshaping galactic culture, but Lisa did not think about legacy or fame. She thought about the stars ahead and the cargo waiting to be delivered. She was a pilot again, and that was enough. 3 months later, Lisa was hauling industrial equipment to a mining colony when she received a distress call. Small ship was under attack by pirates. Lisa changed course immediately when she arrived. The pirates took one look at her ship's registration and identification. They recognized the name. They fled without firing a shot. Lisa helped the damaged ship dock with hers and provided supplies and repairs. The crew, a family of Quillan traders, could not stop thanking her. You are the arena fighter, the father said in awe, Everyone knows your story. I am just a pilot, Lisa replied. But if you need help, I will help. Word spread quickly. Lisa Morgan, the Deathworlder who had survived the arena, was traveling the shipping lanes and helping anyone who needed assistance. Pirates avoided her routes, corrupt officials feared investigation. Other humans in trouble knew they could call on her. Lisa had not set out to be a hero. She had just wanted to survive and return to her life, but in surviving,